So may God bless our country. I pray for our future, and let's pray for our country being stronger on the other side of this disgusting sham politician prosecution.
Whoopsie, Vivek Ramaswamy accidentally said the quiet part out loud, calling Donald Trump a sham politician. But he wasn't the only clown parading around the court today to honk his horn of MAGA Republican lies in Trump's defense. As a matter of fact, you had the whole clown car there today, including Speaker Mike Johnson, Doug Burgum, Byron Donalds, Corey Mills, Eric, and Laura Trump. And I have a bunch of clips for you today of all their nonsense, as well as some responses from prominent Democrats. But before we unpack all that, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, hit that like button, and let's get into it. And let's start with someone who's really been leaning into his role as Trump's little lapdog ever since his position as Speaker was saved by Marjorie Taylor Greene's utter failure to oust him.
Declaring the office of Speaker of the House of Representatives to be vacant.
Mike Johnson.
President Trump is a friend, and I wanted to be here to support him. I'm here speaking with you outside because the court won't allow us to speak inside the building. That's just one of the many things that are wrong here. This is the fifth week that President Trump has been in court for this sham of a trial. They are doing this intentionally to keep him here and keep him off of the campaign trail. And I think everybody in the country can see that for what it is. I'm an attorney. I'm a former litigator myself. I am disgusted by what is happening here. What is being done here to our entire system of justice overall. The people are losing faith right now in this country, in our institutions. They're losing faith in our system of justice.
Spoken like a true Christian, Mike, as you stand bearing false witness in defense of a serial adulterer and criminal. I'm honestly a little surprised your God didn't smite you where you stood, but maybe he's just saving it for Judgment Day. And even though Dairy Queen would have you believe Mike Johnson is in cahoots with the Democrats, pushing their evil liberal agenda of aiding our allies and actually passing legislation, his Democratic colleagues were not so kind to him after these remarks. With Representative Adam Schiff saying people are losing respect for our system of justice because a Speaker of the House stands outside a courthouse to falsely denigrate it. If you have no respect for the rule of law, Mr. Speaker, at least have some self-respect. Damn, I've heard of self-hating Christians, but Mike Johnson really out here taking that to a whole nother level. You also had Representative Jamie Raskin not pulling any punches with his response to Mike Johnson, saying, "I don't find anything unusual about a fundamentalist theocrat who thinks the Bible is the supreme law of the land attending the legal proceedings of an adjudicated sexual assailant and world-class fraudster and conman for cooking the books to cover up hush money payments he made to a porn star to conceal his adulterous affair. Do you?" Thank you, Representative Raskin, for that satirical heroism. But Democrats weren't even the only ones dropping Mike Johnson diss tracks today, folks. Even Liz Cheney came out pulling a bar from Kendrick Lamar's Not Like Us on these Republican sham artists, saying, "Have to admit, I'm surprised that Speaker Johnson wants to be in the I cheated on my wife with a porn star club. I guess he's not that concerned with teaching morality to our young people after all." I don't know what Mike Johnson needs more, folks, a coffin or a cross, because he is straight up getting crucified.
Damn.
I'm sorry.
But calling the prosecution of an adjudicated sexual assailant, conman, adulterer a sham wasn't the only thing Mike Johnson was there to do. Because in his bid for Trump's vice presidential lapdog, he also had to do what Trump no longer can and attack the judge's daughter.
And meanwhile, among the atrocities here, the judge's own daughter is making millions of dollars doing online fundraising for Democrats.
It's great to see Trump's spineless lackey straight up violating the gag order on his behalf. Man, I wish I could be a fly on the wall if and when this man meets his God, because I can only imagine it would look something like this. "And I will strike down upon thee with great vengeance and furious anger those who attempt to poison and destroy my brothers, and you will know my name is the Lord." And speaking of getting biblical, you also had this little incident on Fox News today where another Republican said something so wild, he accomplished the incredibly difficult task of shocking Harris Faulkner.
We're trying to beat him in the jury box, but the truth is this case is built on two things. It's built on a liar, a professional liar, and a whore. And I use that as a biblical term because she's accepted money for sex. But you've got the liar now who's actually whoring himself out, selling merch and propaganda based upon the trial. And you've got the whore who's actually become the liar. I mean, this whole case in and of itself flies in the face of our very
Oh, he said it in the biblical sense, so it's fine. Holy hell, bro, you need to calm down and take a look around, because the only people whoring themselves out at present are you and the Republican ass kissers outside the court spouting lies in defense of a criminal, like this.
And they're seeing exactly that this is draining down assets and resources that can be utilized by the president to continue to forge ahead, to build a stronger economy, to secure our border, and to get our nation back on track.
Right, Donald Trump needs to keep siphoning funds from his supporters so he can make his own personal economy strong. And he also needs to be in power so he can prove his innocence by flouting the rule of law and letting himself off the hook. Do you hear how insane you people sound? Like y'all aren't even hiding it anymore. I'd say you lost the plot, but it's clear that this has always been the MAGA Republican plan. To erode public faith in our institutions, take away rights and freedoms from average Americans, and consolidate them in the hands of the few, the rich, the insane.
Now, I would like for anybody here in the press, anybody at home, anybody in MSNBC or the media afterwards, to clearly state what exactly is the crime that Donald Trump committed. They'll say falsifying business records. Well, let's look at who did we learn falsified business records today? Yet, what, hour, 2 hours, felt like it could have been 7 hours, of Michael Cohen talking about how he falsified business records. Okay, so you have a guy who has been a perjurer in the past that is now saying he falsified business records. What is the crime that Donald Trump committed?
Oh, Vivek, you skinny, slow little man. Michael Cohen falsified those records on behalf of Donald Trump. He lied and committed perjury on behalf of Donald Trump. Stop gaslighting your moronic MAGA minions by saying it's a sham and it's all corrupt, because that is downright projectionism and you know it. This is the modern Republican Party, people. A bunch of lying sycophants who live to suckle at the teat of Trump because they can't govern, they can't accept facts, and they have so little shame that they'll lie in the defense of a reprehensible man and his reprehensible actions, all so they can hold on to power and steer this country into autocracy light. And I honestly can't think of a more fitting title for all of these idiots other than absolute clowns. Thank you all so much for watching, and please sound off in the comments because I need to see a little bit of sanity after making this video. Drop a like if you agree how absolutely foolish they look, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel if you think these lying nimrods shouldn't be in a mile's radius of power. We can't do any of this without you guys, and we greatly appreciate your support, so if you're able to support the channel to help us grow and cover more topics like these, our Patreon link is in the description and the comments below. For Really American, I'm Kenny Hesse, and I'll see you all in the next one.